Hello, beautiful people. So welcome to Beyond the Brand, Moments That Made Us. And today, I want to start with my own personal story. And this is how I found my voice. I am a personal branding coach, and I have been for the past 7 years. But it didn't just happen that I became a personal branding coach. No, it is because it is a journey that I have walked. I want to take you back to where I grew up and how I grew up. I grew up in Limuru, and to be very specific, I grew up in Tigoni. And to be very, very specific, I grew up in Brackenhurst. And for anybody who has been to Brackenhurst, it is beautiful. It is serene. It is very peaceful. In fact, I keep telling my friends that if I could decide where I was going to retire, in the tea plantations, and I will go and retire there because it is very, very beautiful. I was raised with my 3 siblings. My dad is a pastor and was a pastor then. And of course, my mom is a pastor's wife. And so you can imagine what was going on in our home. There was a lot of Bible reading. There was a lot of praying, a lot of Bible study, a lot of guests coming over. It was a beautiful place to grow up in. There's something I noticed, and I actually probably started to notice that way later when I was grown and I was thrown in the deep, that in my home, I got a lot of encouragement. I don't remember ever hearing it from my dad or my mom, even my aunties and my teachers too. Because I grew up in a missionary place. And so I think people were very kind. I never heard a very unkind word said to me. I don't remember anybody ever saying to me, Hannah, you are not beautiful. Hannah, you cannot do it. Hannah, you're this and that. I actually don't remember hearing those kind of things. That was in high school. And I remember telling one of the kids that for us in our home, I could never hear the word even kwenda. Kwenda huko? Like kwenda huko used to be like an abusive word. Like, how are you telling somebody kwenda huko? Because those are not things that I really interacted with when I was growing up. In church, I got such encouragement. Actually, all the things I heard is, oh, Hannah, you're so beautiful. And by the way, let me just tell you, I used to be, you see this light skin over here? When I was younger, it was like light, like very, very light. And I don't know, for some reason, people used to just say, oh, you're so light. They used to call me Hannah Kamudhogo. Hannah Kamudhogo is Hannah the Kamuzungu, because I used to be so light. Oh, by the way, I remember even when I was born, and I was born in Kilifi Kijiwe Tanga, that's where I was born. I remember my mom telling me that ants would come on me, because I think we used to live in a mud house. Ants would come on my face, and she would not differentiate the sugar ants. She would not be able to differentiate whether it was the ants on my face or it was my face, because sometimes I was so light I would get red. Anyways, and then again, so many stories that my mom has told me. She would take me to the clinic now in Tigoni, and the nurses would tell her or ask her, is this really your baby? Did you take another person's baby? Because in my family, you could just see the difference. That was very, very light. Now, what I'm trying to say is that I got told so many times, I don't know why people thought maybe light means beautiful. I don't know, but I heard that word a lot. Hannah, you're so beautiful, you're so cute, you're so cute. I even remember sometimes I would just be walking, and then I remember 2 women jogging. I think they had come for a conference in Brackenhurst, and I remember them saying, oh my God, you're such a beautiful girl. And I would say, oh, thank you. So I'm just trying to show you that all I got when I was growing up was positive, positive, positive. And guess what else I got? Being given positions, leadership positions. I'm talking primary school. Who's leading the national anthem? Hannah, could you come here? They used to say I have a very beautiful voice. I think I still do, because I love to sing. Who's leading the youth group? Hannah. Who's leading worship? Hannah. Of course, me and other people. But I used to be among the people who are leading all these things. I became a leader from a very young age, but it's because the positions and the leadership and the power was given to me. I go to high school as well. I'm leading CU. I am the head girl at some point. And so I really never got a lot of discouragement. I only got positive things told to me and opportunities handed to me. Now, all the stories we will tell, because 2005, I joined the university. And there was a gap between me finishing high school and joining university. And that will be a story for another day. And during the gap years, I would work. I babysat. I was a waiter in a coffee shop at some point. I was a receptionist. I became a missionary. There are so many things that I did between high school and college. But now what I'm trying to get to is when I get to college, because this is my personal branding journey and how I found my voice. I get to college, USIU, and it is the first week of orientation. And we are being taken around to the dining hall, to the cafeteria, to the other classes, to the auditorium. They're showing us around. And I'm over here thinking, wait, I could actually volunteer and help these people. But guess what? Nobody is asking me to help. And I can see they are picking some kids, actually freshmen, and saying, hey, could you do that? Could you go with this group? Could you go with this group? And Hannah is not getting picked. And I'm starting to notice something. Wait, these people don't know me. These people don't even know that I'm actually older than everybody else here. Of course, I hadn't told them, but I realized nobody noticed me. I also realized that in this group, so many people spoke very good English. So many kids were very confident. And so I kept thinking, wait a minute, I'm not special. Then the orientation week is over and I go to class, and I think the very first class we had was the first year experience. It used to be called FYE. Of course, this is Hannah, so I get the front seat. I never hide. I get front seats. I get the front seat somewhere that the teacher can actually see me. Why? I'm used to being seen. I'm used to serving. I'm used to being asked to do something. So over here, I'm thinking, wait a minute, orientation happened. Nobody called me to do anything. Nobody noticed me. Nobody even asked me, hey, what's your name? In a way to really want to get to know me. And so I sit over here in class, and I'm really hoping this time someone is going to notice me and give me something to do. I am a doing person, and nobody is calling me. And the teacher doesn't even seem to notice me. Now remember, I said I had worked, right? I'd been a receptionist, I'd served coffee, I'd been a missionary. That means I know quite a bit. I probably know more than the other people seated in class, because most of them were probably 18 years old and 19 years old. I'm even raising my hand to answer a question about business, about work, about something, because I know, and nobody is picking me. I'm struggling. I'm saying, hey. They can't even see my hand. And of course, I begin to keep noticing that nobody is calling on me and nobody is picking me. And it went on for a minute, and it really bothered me. And I knew that if I didn't speak up, I'm going to go through college and these people will never know who Hannah is. And Hannah is good. And Hannah knows what to contribute and loves to serve. But guess what? They don't know. Only my Limuru people know that. They don't know that. And guess what I do? I decide I must speak up. And that is how I find my voice. You know what I do? I go straight to the career office and I tell them, hey, my name is Hannah. I am this many years old. I have worked here and here and here and here, and I would love to serve. Please show me, where can I serve? And it's from here that they direct me to the business club. It is here that they direct me to the notice board, where I actually find my first job in Nairobi, which was at MultiChoice. It was here that they told me what happens around, how I can volunteer and what I can do to feel useful. Because this is Hannah. I love to feel useful. And that is how I found my voice. And even though I did not know what personal branding meant then, I think and I believe that is how I started to brand myself. I spoke out. I took up space and I said, this is Hannah. I am good at this. Use me. This is Hannah. I can bring you this value. Use me. This is Hannah. I love serving. Show me where I can serve. This is me. My name is Hannah. I love to connect with other people. Please show me where I can find those people. Oh, this is Hannah. I love to work with my hands. Please direct me to places where I can go and contribute my experience. There's some few lessons that I learned over there through my own personal story and my own journey. Is that number one, nobody will pick you up until you pick yourself. Very, very important. And I knew very well that if I sat around there waiting for people to notice me, they were never going to notice me. If I sat there waiting for people to see me as somebody who can contribute, they were never ever going to do that, because guess what? We were very, very many. Now I was a very small fish among so many other people who are qualified, who are beautiful, who are confident. And so I needed to pick myself up, speak up for myself, and fight for my space. The other thing I know for sure is that your brand is built in small moments. All these small things that we would do from primary school, in my home, in church, in high school, as a missionary, and now in USIU, those are the things that were building my brand. And those are the things from which my core values came. Values of honesty, values of working with other people, core values of integrity, core values of being honest. When you're speaking about something, that's how my brand was built, in very small moments. The other thing that I learned from that story is that visibility is indeed the currency. That you must make yourself visible. You must make yourself findable. You must ask people to see you. Because if you don't ask them and make yourself visible to them, all they see is so many other people who have come to join the university. All these people saw, all the lecturer saw, was very many students joining USIU. They didn't see me. I had to ask to be seen for me to be seen. Because after this, I got so many opportunities. I started working for MultiChoice. I grew my networks. I joined the business club, and I built my brand because I decided to go raise my hand, go to the career office and show myself, because visibility is indeed the currency. The other lesson is definitely that consistency is key, because I'll tell you for sure, I didn't stop at that. I kept asking, I kept going, I kept inquiring, I kept doing and doing and doing. And that is how my brand was built. And that is how I started my personal branding journey. So whenever I'm talking to people about personal branding, it is because it is a story I have lived. I spoke for myself. I branded myself. And I believe that everybody should be branding themselves, because nobody's gonna see you unless you allow people to see you. And then, of course, the other lesson I want you to learn from this is that personal branding is more than self-promotion. It is self-promotion. Yes, that's what we say. We say, hey, I am here, look at me. But it's really not all about that. It is deeper, and it is more than self-promotion. It's about saying, hey, this is Hannah. I have value to bring to the table. Please show me where I can contribute. That is the kind of promotion we're doing. I'm promoting value. I'm promoting integrity. I'm promoting my gifts. I'm promoting my skills. I'm promoting my experiences. Not so much, hey, look at me. Look at Hannah. Look at my long hair. Look at my light skin. That's not what I'm doing. So personal branding, even though you're really talking about yourself and making your light shine, you are promoting your values and what you bring to the table. And all the stories we will tell. I always like to say, don't wish for it, work for it.